There it goes. Okay, that should work, hopefully. Let me know in the chat, please, if you guys can actually hear what I am saying. That would be very appreciative. Because unlike the Fortnite games that I play late at night, I have no monitor. I can't hear whether, actually, and even my volume is off on the phone. I can't hear what I'm actually broadcasting. So, I mean, I could be broadcasting anything. I could be broadcasting nothing. I could be sitting here talking to myself, and I wouldn't know it. So, if you can hear me out there, please let me know. What do we got here? Independent, DC. Okay. So, actually, that's wrong. Independent should go on the bottom. I'm just, I want to make sure I can see who does the covers, what covers, and all that. So I should have opened this up sooner, but anyways. So, yep. Okay, guys. So this is going to be showing you the comic books that will be dropping this Wednesday, November 16th. And as always, we begin with DC. And there it is. So the first one we have right there, that is Batman One Bad Day. This one featuring Mr. Freeze. There have been a couple of issues. This is, I think, I want to say the 5th. There was a Riddler, there was a Two-Face, there was a Penguin. So maybe this is the 4th. I think that was it. There's definitely going to be a Catwoman one I'm looking forward to because Jamie McKelvey is doing the artwork and it looks fantastic. But this cover here, this is by Matteo Scalera. And then this one here is by Jim Lee with his longtime inker Scott Williams. And then there's also a third name here, but I can't see it because it's cutting off. It's cutting it off on the window here. Who's there? Oh, Alex Sinclair. I think Alex Sinclair handles the colors. But yes. So this one here, Batman Superman World's Finest. This is issue number 9. This is a Dan Mora cover. And I still have to read this. I have not read this. They're 9 issues in. And I've only seen, there was something that happened, I think, in issue 3 that was significant for some reason. But here is Paulo Rivera. This is a cardstock variant. And you know what sucks too is that the OBS window is very small, so I can't even see these covers. I can shrink that. No, I can't shrink that. Oh well, what are you going to do? Because what I do is I have it in studio mode. Otherwise, you only have one window because I can see what I'm queuing up, you know, as opposed to just doing it live. And so I can't see the artwork unless I look at the monitor, and I just did. And that looks cool. I like that cover too. Okay. And there's a third. This one is by Mario Fox. Mario Fox Focillo? 90s cover. What's that? I can't see the rest of this. 90s cover. 90s cover. Oh, 90s cover month cardstock variant. So basically, for some reason, during this month of November, DC has been doing variant covers in the styles of the 90s comics. For some reason, they seem to think that was a golden age of comics. That would be wrong, but yeah, that almost killed the entire industry. Actually, you know what? Let me see. I have, let's see. I have comments here. Let's see if it goes up. There it goes. Pickles in the chat there says, yep. I'm assuming that's to being able to hear me. Andrea says, I may need my hearing aid to hear you. Just joking aside, I can hear you. That's good. Pickle says that's a nice cover. The first one, I'm assuming that's the Mr. Freeze he was talking about. And yeah, it's good to know this thing is actually working. That was one of my concerns too. So up next, we have Black Adam. This is issue number 6. I wish I could tell you if it was a 6-issue miniseries because I can't see. It's right above the. It's right below the DC logo. Let me see once it comes up on the monitor here. Come on. Well, anyways, this cover is by Irvin Rodriguez. Oh, it is a 12-issue miniseries, so this is the halfway point. So this is by Irvin Rodriguez. Here we have a Rafa Sandoval cardstock variant with a character that doesn't get enough love in the DC universe. I mean, I wish they would do at least a couple books on him. You know, it's only right. You know, you do so many Superman and Wonder Woman and other DC heroes. I mean, gotta give Batman a couple books every now and then. And this one is Rafa Sandoval. I said that already. Here is David Lapham. Leif. I can't. His last name is spelled Lapham, and pronounce that however you see fit. But that is a cardstock variant there. And then lastly, there is this D cover D. This is Pete Woods, and it is the 90s cover month cardstock variant right there. Now, see, I was explaining to a customer today exactly, what they meant by the 90s thing, and I'm like, well, if you look, first of all, you got the logo. The logo is definitely from the 90s. Second of all, you got the little right underneath the DC logo, you got the little, they show like little character and stuff like that. And then third, you have the DC logo itself. That's the 90s. That's the DC logo from the 90s. Because when I show you the next cover, you'll be able to see what they're doing currently with the logo. And that is this one here, as you can see. It's much, this one's a little more, I like this one better. Even though the 90s again, but yeah, this is way better than this. This isn't, yeah. Not a fan. But this is Catwoman number 49. This is cover A by Jeff DeCall. And this is cover B by Sozo Micah. This is the cardstock variant. And this I love, and I'm so glad this isn't a ratio variant because I can actually order this and just order it, not have to order like 30 copies of Catwoman because those 30 copies will not sell. And here we have cover C. Now this is completely 110% a 90s through and through. They even got Jim Balent, who was doing Catwoman at the time, to do the cover. So right here, this is like plucked straight from the 90s. And this is Jim Balent 90s cover month cardstock variant. So, and thankfully that's going to be a cardstock. I'm happy about that. Here we have Dark Crisis, Worlds Without a Justice League. Oh look, see, I was talking about this earlier, how Batman doesn't get enough books. And this is Worlds Without a Justice League, Batman number 1. This is a one-shot by Ryan Sook. Cover A. And here is cover B. I'm glad to see he's finally getting his day in the sun. Look at that. What does it say? Last night standing. Yep. Here we have Dark Crisis, Young Justice. This is the final issue of this 6-issue miniseries. This is cover A by Max Dunbar. And here is cover B by Todd Nauck. And I have to wait until it pops up on the monitor so I can see the detail of this cover. Come on. The stream is still on the cover A right there. Actually, that looks like a good cover too. Red Tornado, Cassie. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah, okay. Here we have DC versus Vampires, All Out War. This is the penultimate issue of this miniseries. This is issue number 5 of 6. Alan Qua does that cover right there. And then there is this cover. This is cover B by Leslie Lyrics Lee. I guess that's how you pronounce her name. And I'm waiting for this to pop up. Cover A has looks like a vampire Captain Marvel on there. Sorry, Shazam on there. And cover B, who is that? I can't even tell. Because it looks like she's discarding Batwoman's cowl. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. If you guys know, please comment in the comments. I was going to say Supergirl. You got the blonde hair and all that, but maybe Wonder Girl? Supergirl? Wonder Girl? Supergirl? I don't know. Whatever. Up next, we have Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, number 4. Speaking of undead gods, I was having a conversation with a customer today about some ridiculous game called God of War, and he was telling me about all the gods that were being murdered, slaughtered. So I guess there would be a lot of undead gods in this book. This is cover A by Howard Porter. Here we have cover B. This is an homage, as you can see right there. This is by Dan Mora. And then we have this acetate cardstock variant. And this is by a dude whose name I can't pronounce. I did ask him on Twitter how to pronounce his name, and he said that it's difficult to describe it. And unfortunately, I don't know if he was at New York Comic Con, but I was not, so I didn't get to go up and down Artist Alley and ask these individuals how to pronounce their names, so I don't continue to slaughter them during these streams. But his name is, the first part is Kael, so Kale, maybe? Kale? And then the last name is Ngu. So however you pronounce that, that is this gentleman's name, and he does some great work. There will be an acetate cover over it, so chances are you're only going to see Aquaman in the middle, and then the surrounding, it'll probably be maybe his logo, you know, and you'll see him in behind it, but that's what you will see from there. Oops. There we go. This way. Here we have Flash, number 788. This is cover A by Torrin Clark. Here we have cover B by George, George Cambadeus? Maybe? Cardstock? I don't know. And this one is cover C by Todd Nauck. And this is a 90s cover month cardstock variant, as you can see. That's the logo from the 90s. And also you have the DC logo, like I've said before. You've heard this. Here we have a book I'm getting way too much of because apparently I ordered. I put the wrong number there. It's not going to be good. But this is GCPD, The Blue Wall, issue number 2. This will be a 6-issue miniseries. And it's by Reiko Murakami. Here we have cover B by Sebastian Fuimara. That's also a cardstock variant. Here we have Harley Quinn, the animated series Legion of Bats, number 2. This is by Yoshitani. And then we have this B cover by Dan Hipp, which is also a cardstock variant. Up next, we have Looney Tunes, number 269. Right there. Nightwing, number 98. This is cover A by Bruno Redondo. Then we have cover B by Jamal Campbell. That's a nice cover. That's a nice cover. Even as small as the thumbnail is right now, because it's not on the monitor yet, I can tell that's a nice cover. Because Jamal's art was really, really good. And I want him to be on like a big book or something. Let's see. There it goes. Yes. Yeah, Teen Titans behind him. And then we have cover C by Brian Stelfreeze. This is a 90s variant. That is such... That Nightwing logo right there, that's the 90s. Here we have Stargirl, The Lost Children, number 1. There will be 2 covers to this. There will be cover A by Todd Nauck. And there will be this cover by Crystal Kung, which is a cardstock variant, cover B. Let's see here. Do that one. There we go. Here we have Titans United Blood Pact. This is issue number 3. This is a 6-issue miniseries. This is cover A by Eddie Barrows. Here we have cover B by Derek Chu. And this is also a cardstock variant. Up next, we have this facsimile of Wonder Woman number 204. And as always, as I always say, they're going to facsimile the issue, but they do not facsimile the price, the original price. Because I'm sure this is going to be, let's see, what does it say? I think it says $3.99. Yep, $3.99, and it did not cost $3.99 when it originally came out. But what are you going to do? Young Justice Targets wraps up the DC selections for this week. This is the penultimate issue. Issue number 5. Looks like Metallo is going to be messing up Superman. And this is by Christopher Jones. And last but not least, we got this cool cover by Megan Hetrick. And this is a cardstock variant of Superboy. Let's see what's going on here. Andrea says, damn, the Black Adam cover looks like he's an evil goblin or something. That is possible. Valdez says, hey. Sean seems to think he just wandered into an MSK stream. Unfortunately, he has not, so we will not read the comment after Valdez's. Here we have Andrea saying, hey, Valdez, you demon. And Sean apparently realizes that he's not in an MSK stream anymore. So there we go. And Sean, I do not know that. If I knew the answer, what would be the best seller out of all of these, then I would not order any of the other stuff, and I would just order that one issue. A lot of people come in and say, "Oh, what books are going to be worth a lot of money?" I'm like, do you think if I honestly knew what that was going to be, that I would order any of this other stuff? I would literally just order only that book and be done with it, call it a day. But here we have Marvel now, bringing up the rear because, you know, Marvel's always 3 steps behind DC. I mean, with their $330 million box office for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So what are you going to do? Here we have Blade, Vampire Nation, #1. Now, unfortunately, I did, for the first half of the list, I did structure it so you will see the main cover first and then the variants. Unfortunately, when it got to the end, I just wanted to get the covers so quick I didn't even bother. And then with OBS, then once you add the covers, it maintains that order, and then you have to do it's a hassle. So you'll be fine. I'll point it out. Don't worry about it. But this is cover A for Blade, Vampire Nation. Here we have cover B by In-hyuk Lee. That is a cool cover, though. I do like that cover. Oh, let me clear this. There we go. Then we have this one here. This is by Lozano. Now, I don't know Lozano's first name because unlike DC, Marvel, they just don't have enough time for it, so they'll just throw the artist's last name. Or at least they'll expect people to know who the artist is. Here we have Captain America Winter Soldier Special. This is issue #1. Pretty sure this is a one-shot, so there will only be one. And then we have this B cover by Carmen Carnero. Her I did know. I did know her name. And this is a spoiler variant for some reason. Demon Wars Shield of Justice #1 is right here by Peach Momoko. This is the Momoko verse. Here is cover B by Nick Dragata. Cover C by Guru Hiru. One word. This one is, I think his first name is Dan Heron. If not, it's just his last name is definitely Heron. And lastly, this one here is by Peach Momoko. Now, the next cover I'm about to show you, I do under duress, but I just want to illustrate a point because there's this notion. I mean, it is. You'll understand. I don't even need to comment on it because once you see it, and if you know me, you're going to know my exact thoughts about this particular book / character, stuff like that. But this is just to show the lengths that I would go to for my customers, because I slummed myself deep enough to order this. Now, granted, it was only for like 3 customers because there was the only 3 to ask for it, and I'm good with that. But even that, it pains me to open up the box and know that I have to take this book out and actually touch it. But see, I will do it for my customers. So, thankfully, that issue, this is the last, final, done. Kill the character, get rid of them, do something with it. Like, banish it back to the deepest, darkest depths of hell where it came from. Just, I never want to see that again. But I got it for him. Here is Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch. Now, this is Marvel Tales. Marvel Tales, what they do is they'll take like 3 or 4 issues and they'll reprint them. Usually they're, I want to say significant issues. Or if it's like, for instance, the Fantastic Four that they did. What they did was they reprinted the 3-issue miniseries, or the 3 issues of the Fantastic Four, where Hulk, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, and Wolverine became the Fantastic Four, and the art was by R. Adams, and it was fantastic. But what they did is they took all the issues and reprinted them because they had that new Fantastic Four miniseries, which I think there's still one more issue to that. But this is the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider from the 90s. Look at that, the 90s making a comeback. Here we have Gold Goblin #1. This is a 5-issue miniseries, and yes, that is Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn currently is without Sin because the Sin Eater did what is in his name and basically ate his sins. So Norman has been busy trying to turn over a new leaf recently. And, well, there you see the reaction or the result. Now, this is a cool cover. I don't like the book, but I do like this cover. This cover is by Mark Brooks, who I also happen to like. He's the only person that likes Rogue almost as much as I do. Unfortunately, he has way more talent than I do. So you'll see his stuff hanging up in my store because he does Rogue all the time. And thank God he's a good artist, because, I mean, I swear to God, if Rob Liefeld ever came out and professed that he was a Rogue fan and started... please don't do that. Please don't do it. No. But this is Immortal X-Men. Immortal X-Men. IMMORTAL. X-Men number 8. Right there. Here we have Iron Man number 25. And if I'm correct, this is the final issue of this particular run of Iron Man. It'll be rebooted with a new writer and a new artist, but this is the final one. I think Alex Ross is going to continue doing the covers, hopefully. Knock on wood. Because, I mean, the covers have been phenomenal. Here we have, okay, this is Murder World Avengers. Now, unfortunately, this is the Scotty Young variant right here, which I do like. I don't mean unfortunately because I don't like Scotty Young. I do like Scotty Young. But I wanted to show you the main cover first and then the variant, but, you know, here we are. So, this is the Scotty Young variant, and here is the main cover. I don't know who this is by, unfortunately, because all it does is tell me that it's Murder World Avengers number 1. Once it eventually pops up on the monitor, maybe I'll be able to tell if I look at it. See the signature, maybe. They're still on the Scotty Young. Still on the Scotty Young cover. Come on. There we go. No, I don't know who that is. I do know that dude that's laying down, though. He, I think maybe he might have lost his head. Interesting. Here we have Namor, or Namor to his friends. This is Conquered Shores number 2. This is a 5-issue miniseries, and it's actually pretty good. It takes place in the future, and yeah. Here we have Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. This is issue number 5, and I believe this is the final issue. Wait, actually, Shang-Chi and I think they did switch it over. They were doing something where originally it was Shang-Chi, and then they were going to end it and then start it over again. I think maybe this is the one that started over. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Shang-Chi. But I think this is the final issue. Something tells me it's the final issue. And then they're going to reboot it. But here is She-Hulk, number 8, with a gorgeous cover by Jen Bartel. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, number 26. Eventually, I think she's going to make an appearance in the Star Wars universe. And if they get people that are half as good as all of the individuals that are currently working on Andor, then that show will be awesome. Here we have Han Solo and Chewbacca, issue number 7. Originally, I thought this was going to be a miniseries, but they kept doing it, so I'm like, okay. Here we have Star Wars Hidden Empire number 1. Now, this is a Declan Shalvey battle variant. And then this is the A cover, number 1. Here we have Thunderbolts, number 4. This is the penultimate issue of this miniseries. Now here we have this week's thumbnail. And also, this is kind of related because, you know, Black Panther is in movie theaters right now. This is the Terry Dodson variant of Wakanda, number 2. Now, what they're doing is they're doing 2 stories in each issue. The first story is about Wakanda or Citizen of Wakanda. The second one is giving the history of the Panthers. And I'm assuming this is one of them because if you look at the reflection, that is Black Panther in the reflection. But above that isn't T'Challa. So, and here is the A cover featuring M'Baku. Now, before I get into the next stuff, let's quickly go down here. Pickle, Mike's customers call him Kukulkan, but his enemies call him whatever. Sean says, "Oh, don't worry, Mike. I wasn't wanting you to pull up. It's just up to read in StreamYard." Oh, I meant just as a random guess what you think are the most popular IPs are and such. I know you don't know the real answer. I'm not MSK. Well, MSK knows all the answers, of course, though. Demon War covers was good. Me and Nerdman are going to buy a bunch of comics in my case from a store, so he has to keep ordering them each week. Yeah, right. First, you're going to have to get Nerdman out of whatever cave he's in because he hasn't been seen in a while. Damn, that Immortal X-Men one was like, yes, it was. Him coming out saying he's a Rogue fan would be as bad as Kiki Palmer saying she wants to play Rogue. Yeah. We can talk about that. And last, that Shang-Chi cover looks like he's going Super Saiyan. Okay, here we go. Up next, we have... oh, yes, here we go. These are the Funko Pops that will be coming out this week. This one here is Atuma. Of course, these are all from the Wakanda Forever movie. Here we have Ironheart. And after it, it says MK1. Here is M'Baku, who is also on the cover of the Wakanda number 2. There's Nakia. And Namor. Namora. I was going to say Namorita. I'm waiting for Namorita. Namorita was in the New Warriors. I don't know if they're going to be... what's going on here? I'm going to check that out later. But I wonder if they'll get that deep. This is Okoye. And last but not least, we have Queen Ramonda. And that, my friends, is Marvel for this week. Up next, we have independent books. And there are too many. This will be quick. Here we have Bone Orchid, Black Feathers, number 3. This is Andrea Sorrentino. That's his cover right there. Here is a Dustin Gwyn cover. And Martin Simmons. So there are 3 covers. Cradle of Filth, number 5, by Menton 3. That's the individual's name, Menton 3. Here we have Frank Frazetta, Death Dealer, number 7. And this, I think, is Ariel Olivetti. And then this one here is cover B. And this is by the master, Frank Frazetta himself. Up next is Gunslinger Spawn, number 14. This is cover A by, I think it's Paul Renault. Could be wrong. And this is by, I think his name is Bjorn Berens. Now, Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland is back. This is issue number 1. There are a bunch of covers, but I'm only going to show you one. Junkyard Joe, number 2. This is cover A by Gary Frank and Brad Anderson. Here we have cover B by Dan Jurgens, Norm Rapmund, and Brad Anderson. And this very creepy one, is cover C by Kangas. I don't know what Kangas's first name is. But dude, having that dude in the closet just standing there creepily staring, like, that's just creepy. Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin. This is the final issue, unfortunately, of this 7-issue miniseries by Jeff Darrow. Hopefully he's going to be doing another volume. Please. Here we have Art Adams. This is an Art Adams cover right there. And then this last one is by Hark. I don't know Hark's first name. I apologize. But yeah. Here we have Sonic the Hedgehog, Scrapnik Island, number 2. This is by Fordrain. No, Fordrain's first name. And this one is cover B by Haines. Not the underwear. Haines. This is Sonic the Hedgehog Tales 30th Anniversary. This is cover A by Hammerstrom. And cover B by Roethlisberger. I don't think it's that one, so we'll leave it at that. Here we have Walking Dead Deluxe. This is issue number 51. David Finch cover right here. Here we have cover B by Tula Lotte. And this is cover D by JTT. I think it's Juan. I can't remember what the other T stands for, but the last name is Tedesco. Now, there is no logo here, but this one is Wind, Thrown in the Sky, number 4. This is the penultimate issue of this 5-issue miniseries. And last but not least, to wrap everything up for this week, we have... Oh, it's not there. Oh, well, I did have a Bismarcky Funko Pop, but unfortunately it's chosen to not show it. Thanks, LBS. Appreciate it. There we go. Let me do this. Hold on. Sean said, might read the new Wakanda comic. Love the atmosphere and artwork in them. The one thing I do not think the first film utilizes fully as it could have with the jungle element and utilizing his claws. Yeah, they did that little segment of it where he was fighting the people in the truck and all that, and Okoye, and I think Nakia was there. Is that Okoye with hair or her wig on a Funko Pop? I think that was her hair. I could be wrong. I don't know. I need to see it closer. Oh no, that was Andrea that said that. I didn't highlight that comment. There we go. Sean foolishly says Dark Horse Comics greater than Marvel DC always, and after that he says the Gunslinger one seems interesting. Saw similar ones done pretty well, but more horror-ish. He's not a big fan of that artwork though. Yeah, there's also, well, Todd's doing right now. There's like 3, I want to say 3, maybe 4 Spawn comics. There's the main Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, King Spawn, and Scorched, and those all have spawns in there. So get your spawn fill. And then Sean says, are the Walking Dead comics still pretty great with similar writers, or do they damage them like the show after season 1? No. Basically, this Walking Dead Deluxe, which I can, let's see, go back. There we go. This is basically issue number 51 of the original run. Basically, what they've done is they've gone back and colored the issue, because originally Walking Dead was black and white. And so what they've done is they've gone back, colored the issue. They do the cardstock. It's the cover is stiffer, and there's notes from Robert Kirkman, if that is something you desire to see. Well, other than that, it's the same issue as the original issue number 51. And as I can get over here, there we go. That, my friends, is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the stream, thank you for that. I appreciate that. If you happen to see anything on social media, all of the abysmal social media that I'm forced to participate on, and have either liked it or shared it, I do appreciate that. Because believe it or not, yeah, I'll say this here because this is YouTube and we're cool like that. There's a lot of people, whether they're being sincere or disingenuine or whatever the case is, but one of the things they like complaining or saying is happening is that they say they're being shadow banned. It's ridiculous, and I think they're just doing it to drive up interest in, oh, well, no, like this. It's like it's a reason to get people to like and share, because that's all they say is like and share. And while that does help with promotion, it does help with like-minded people, because chances are you guys that are watching this do like comic books. You do consume comic book movies and stuff like that. So chances are the people that you associate with, while it might not be 100% comic book people, you do know people that are of similar like mind. So when you do like something or share it or whatever, then those individuals who might not know of me will eventually, oh, he's liking this, I'm going to check it out, and that's how that happens. So instead of saying all of that, though, they'll go for the conspiracy aspect of it, where they're being shadow banned. But I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, no pun intended, I am being banned on Facebook and Instagram. And how you can find this out, some of you guys I do know off of YouTube and stuff like that. If you have a Facebook, do the check-in, because you're allowed to check in, wherever you might be. You put in the location or whatever and put check-in. Check in at my store. Type in Rogue Comics. And if that doesn't work, type in 3000 Fairfield Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Just type in either one of those things, or even both of those things. And I guarantee you, one thing you will not see is Rogue Comics, 3000 Fairfield Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So, I am being shadow banned. Actually, it's not even shadow banned. It's like out in the open, because I know it. It's not like something like, oh, I have a feeling like nobody's watching it and all this other stuff. It's there. So, I got to figure out how to fix it. I don't know how to do it, but, I've done going through the help that they have, because I guess Herr Zuckerberg is doing his shtick. Not being able to maintain his facade of being an actual human boy. But I don't know. It's just going to the help screen. It's basically like a circle jerk. It's a circular thing where you try clicking on something and it tells you to go to somewhere, and then you go there, and then that place tells you to go back to where you were, and it's just nothing gets accomplished. There is no chat. There's no help. I figure, not for nothing. Like, if it was just me as a individual person, and I was there complaining about something, saying, hey, this isn't working. I understand they might not care, because there's millions of people using it, but I have paid money to do ads. I have paid money to boost posts. I have paid money. I've utilized the commerce section of things that they offer. So I would think that maybe they would offer a little support, because even YouTube, as much as people say, again, and I've seen comments about the shadow banning and all that stuff on YouTube. When you have a problem with YouTube, all you need to do is go on Twitter and at Team YouTube, I think it is, and they will respond to you there. Trying to get a live human person to help you on Facebook, you would have better luck winning that $2 billion lottery that was 2 weeks ago. So it's just impossible. But I don't know what all that was about, but that's where that is. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up here because, it's time. But thanks for watching again. There's the Facebook, Rogue Comics CT. There's also Instagram and Twitter, which is Rogue Comics. Actually, it used to be Rogue Comics on Facebook too, but that's an entire story too that I don't feel like getting into, so we'll just leave it at that. And also, roguecomics.online is back up. And all it is just basically all the links to all this stuff. So in case you happen to be lazy and you just want to type in one thing, just go there, and all the links are there to all the deplorable social media that I'm forced to participate in. So that's it. That is your look at this week's new comic book day stuff. And it's good to know things, because knowing is half the battle. So thank you for watching. And as always, have a very great new comic book day, and who knows, you might see me again next week. Take care.